Coronation Street, PE 694/308, Part 1, Take 1.
Edited.
Well, I knew you'd nipped out for a bottle of plonk. I didn't think you'd come back with this.
Oh, I thought you'd like that. I showed it to Norman out in the street and she laughed at all.
Well, I think it's disgusting.
How do you know?
I was with him when he got it.
She wanted me to get a little one with roses on, a little verse.
It's got a nice little verse on this one, Lucille.
But it's rude.
They're a dead straight-faced lacing lot, you know, these youngsters. Anyway, this is all that matters. That's a very good wine, is that? It must be well over a week old.
Oh, you're a man of impeccable taste, Councillor. Would you like a drop of something while you're here? I mean, I wouldn't insult you by offering you that.
Well, I have been known to refuse, but I can't remember when. Are we having a bit of cake, then?
No, we're not.
All right, Grandma.
What do you want in your scotch?
Yeah, more scotch.
Thank you. Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, well, thank you very much. And where's mine?
I'm sorry, Lucille. Help yourself, will you?
Hey, when did Elsie say she was due back?
Well, some time. I said I'd meet her off the train, but you know Elsie said, don't bother. That's only 15 bob in a taxi.
Hey, do you know this Sheila? What's her name now, Lucy?
Crossley.
Yeah, Crossley.
No, I don't think I've ever met her.
She's a nice girl, Sheila.
Aye, she was. You know, Jerry had it strong about her just before she was married. Nobody liked the other fella. What was his...
Neil.
Yeah, Neil. Still, they made a go of it, haven't they? They're living in Sheffield now.
Well, apparently so. That's where Elsie's gone.
Yeah, they used to live in,
Scarborough.
She's very useful, isn't she, you know, filling in the blanks?
Oh, I'm marvellous. Every home should have one.
Len, you shouldn't have bothered to bring plonk. You knew the party wasn't on, didn't you?
Oh, no, it's not a party. This is just a nice, polite get-together between friends over a few drinks. I mean, who ever heard of celebrating a wedding anniversary? Oh.
Well, you'd have come if there had been one. You said so.
Only for the booze, darling, not the sentiment. A party.
Well, some of us thought it was a good idea. Me and Norma to name but half a dozen.
Well, you're innocents, aren't you, love? Innocence in the game of life. If you've never experienced anything, how do you know whether it's worth celebrating or not?
We're not all cynical, you know.
I'm not being cynical, I'm just being realistic, that's all. I mean, a party merely spotlights something that should be kept in the dark. Reminds you of something that you should be forgetting. Like wives and how you got them. Isn't that right, Ellen?
That's right.
Oh, go back to your homebrewed hemlock.
Emily, I am trying to be reasonable.
And I say you're being stupid.
It's not stupid to object to your wife being exploited.
Don't be so hypocritical. You don't care, whatever it is, whether I'm exploited or not.
Oh, yes, I do.
Oh, no, you don't admit it. All you care about is me being seen behind the counter of a public house and what it does to your precious reputation.
Hello, Ernest. Have you got over your stomach upset, Jock?
Oh, yes, fine.
Oh, good.
Let me tell you something. As far as your narrow little beliefs are concerned, It's unchristian to serve alcoholic liquor, not to drink it, as is very obvious. But your entry into heaven will not be impeded one jot if you stand idly by and watch a poor creature like Betty Turpin working her fingers to the bone when you're perfectly qualified to help, as I am.
Emily.
Don't you think you've said enough?
I won't stop.
Oh, not even for a cup of tea? I'm having one.
No, I'll get off home. I'll let the chauffeur have an early night.
All right. I thought it was rather nice tonight, did you? The flowers were beautiful, and the meal. And the speeches were listenable, too.
Aye.
Alf, you're not still worrying about that Norman Leach business, are you?
Well, if it comes out in evidence, it's going to look nasty.
Now, do you remember what you told me when I was thinking of giving everything up? Hang on, you said, and I did.
Ah. Well, don't worry, so will I. Anyway, don't do any good talking about it. Let's see, where are we next?
St Clement's Carnival, isn't it, love, next Saturday?
Oh, aye. Well, I'll see you before then. Ta-ra, love.
Good night, Alf, dear. I think I'll have a cup of tea, Elizabeth. I'd rather you didn't. In fact, I'd rather you didn't wait to take your coat off. Oh, dear, that bad, is it? That bad? What did you think this lot's waiting for, Fleming? But...
See? Even the landlady's less worried than you are.
Oh, I see. So if she's inconsiderate, I must be inconsiderate. Is that what you're saying?
Of course it's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is...
Ernest, don't enter into an argument with me, moral, theological, or otherwise. You will only lose. Again.
When did you say Victoria? But that is a quite ridiculous thing to say. You can't simply dispense with censorship like wiping out diphtheria.
Why not?
Why not? Because censorship is necessary if we're to live with one another. We apply it 100 times a day. You do. One of your kids cheeks you and you want to clout him, and you don't. You censor yourself. You could hurt someone or shock them unnecessarily, and you decide not to. That's censorship.
No, that's self-censorship.
It's censorship.
No, I'm not talking about self-censorship. I'm talking about official censorship.
Father, would you like some more
Oh,
coffee?
I see. I'm being written off, am I, as beyond redemption.
It rather looks like that.
Look, let's take it step by step. Now, you agree that some form of censorship is necessary in the broadest sense.
Right, if you mean pulling back from certain words and certain actions, yes, but being pulled back, no.
I see. But you will agree that some of us are not so capable of pulling back as others.
Yes, I'll agree to that.
And that censorship is a form of restraint, not just a judgment of one's fellow man.
Yes, I'll agree it's a form of restraint, albeit an unwelcome, arrogant restraint.
Good, we're moving on. Now, we restrain people from committing murder by applying certain laws, right?
Right.
And you agree that that's acceptable?
Oh, yes, we've got to have reasonable laws.
Ah, now we're getting on to the, Oh, Father, what's that awful phrase I promised not to use?
Yes, the nitty-gritty.
That's it. That's what we're down to. So, you have accepted the principle of segregation.
Have I?
Yes. The vast majority of us would never reach the point of committing murder. We are capable of pulling ourselves back. But society tries to restrain those who are incapable of restraining themselves.
Well, yes, I concede that, but I'm not talking about clear-cut issues like murder. What I'm talking about a question of taste and the right of officialdom to interfere in matters of taste.
Oh, don't let's get bogged down talking about those dirty little men who make dirty little films for money.
No, I'm not talking about blue film.
Nor am I. I'm talking about the so-called professional cinema. Anyway, let's forget that lot. Oh, Father, you know what I'm getting at, don't you? I say we have rather left him out of the conversation.
Yes.
Oh, yes, you know what I'm getting at, or yes, we've left you out.
Oh, I'm going further back than that. Yes. I would like some more coffee.
Oh, you clever old devil. All for you, Ken.
Please.
You know, I'm enjoying this. It's nice to find someone who worries about people. Even if he does worry about the wrong things.
Yes, all right, I've got that, thanks. She's not on that one. Let's give me another hour before she gets here.
I'll tell you, mate, she's run away with the milkman.
Oh, he's rather dishy, that new one.
Could this be the vanishing lady?
Well, no, she's got a front door key, hasn't she?
Jerry.
Oh, hello, Alan. I was wondering, actually, what news there was of Sheila.
Well, nothing yet, Jerry. Elsie's not home yet.
Oh, I see. Obviously, I'm a bit previous then.
We'll give you a knock when she gets back. She'll give you all the news.
Ah, right. Well, it's just that I haven't seen Sheila for quite some time, and I was wondering. Well, I mean, that is, I was just wondering how
she was like.
Yes.
Want a drink while you're here?
No, Tom.
You can have a drink of wine if you like.
Oh, thank you very much.
Don't be like that about it. This is very good foreign plonk.
Ah, dare say, but you have to be careful with this, don't you? I mean, look at that word there, for instance. Do you know what it means?
What word?
That word. Spanish for paint stripper.
Cheeky.
So, yeah.
See you. You ready for another?
Aye, it's medicine, isn't it?
Ah, the Jerry's coming on a bit, isn't he? Cracking jokes. Heaven knows what'll happen next.
Pity Sheila didn't fancy him, you know. They'd have been good together.
Anybody for chips?
What a very good idea.
Alan?
No, no chips for me. I'll have a piece of fish. Thank you.
3 fish, 2 chips, sir. Shall I get some for Elsie whilst I'm there?
Yes, you better have. I suppose when she does get home, she's going to be starving. Oh, come on, Elsie.
Told you, she's away with the milkman.
No, Len. I mean, the one thing the women's liver's done for fellas is to teach the ladies how dependent they are on them. They don't run away from a good thing nowadays.
Mine did.
Coronation Street, P694/308, Part 2, Take 1.
You know, he stayed at home, did the housework, looked after the kids and sent his wife out to work. Now, that's modern. Me and our...
Don't fool yourself, Stanley. In most cases, it's not because the wife's liberated, it's because the husband's bone idle. Isn't that right, Emily?
Pardon?
Sorry, Stanley, you were saying?
Me and our elder tried it once.
Well, I think it's a matter of relationships. You see, the trouble with the world, as I see it, is that most folks are too bigoted. They just will not bend. Now, there's very little that can't be improved by a bit of give and take.
I entirely agree.
Oh, you are listening, then?
I always do, to common sense.
Jerry.
Oh,
Hey, Jerry, you've got Sheila's address, haven't you?
well, no, I've only got the one in Scarborough, not the one in Sheffield.
That's the one in Sheffield we want. What's this fellow's name, Neil?
Neil Crossley.
I think I'll try direct inquiries, you know. There can't be many Ann Crossleys in Sheffield.
I wouldn't have thought so.
Mrs. Walker. Could I borrow your telephone, please?
Yes, of course.
Just a directory inquiries call.
Do either of you two fancy half a pie?
Oh, give over, Albert. I'm up to here with fish and chips.
No, we can't all afford fish and chips. You see, they're a bit on big side, you know, if you just want to take the edge off your appetite, and I was wondering if anybody'd like to buy that half off me.
Well, it does look tasty, doesn't
Oh,
it?
it's very tasty.
Ah, go on, then. I'll have it. How much? How much are
For half, 4.
well, I can't do 4, but I've got a 5.
Well, it is a bit more than a half.
Aye, go on, we'll call it quits.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You'd think they'd make them a bit smaller, wouldn't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, Mrs. Turpin, can you sling that for me? Unless you want it.
I'm not that hungry, love.
No, I think I'll make the call from their house. There's a lot of palaver making an SD&T call from
Hey,
here.
Alan, did you manage to get through?
Well, they've got a Neil Crossley, yes. It's one step forward for deprived mankind.
Elsie not back, then? You've not had a row on your anniversary.
No, Betty. Having a row presupposes there's a degree of contact between the two people, you know. At least they're having some kind of conversation. They're talking to each other.
Well, that's what I mean. Are you not talking?
Well, hardly yet. She's in Sheffield, you know. Or on the train or somewhere. We don't know where she is.
Oh, well, she's probably started nattering and missed the train. It's easily done.
It's very easy for Elsie to do, I know. But why did she pick up the telephone and let me know?
Oh, thank you, nurse.
Do we know yet?
Frontal fracture of the skull.
And concussion?
Severe concussion.
Right. Oh, we better have a fan in here, sister.
Nurse?
Yes, sister.
Have we got next of kin yet?
We don't even know who she is.
Surely there was something on her.
Well, all we know is that she was knocked down by a taxi. She had a suitcase, but nothing in it to identify her. The only thing they found on her was that.
Happy anniversary, Geordie. Well, apart from not leading us unerringly to Weston-super-Mare, doesn't really tell us very much, does it?
Still no reply.
Anyone for Stone Cold Cod?
Oh, thank you, but no.
Oh, well, put it in the bin. Hey, just think of all them trawlers being shot at, and here we are, chucking it in the bin.
Women are stupid, you know. Why doesn't she telephone?
Because you're right. Women are stupid.
I think we don't worry about them.
Oh, well, I think I'll go to bed.
Yes, you might as well, Lucy. There's no more than 3 of us sitting waiting here.
Right. Night, then.
All right.
I'm not a rotten housekeeper, you know.
Now, there is a love match for you, Jerry and Ray. It's a wonder I've got a house to go back to with them two, you know. Look, Sheila was always a bit of a mad aleck. You can bet your bottom dollar she's taken Elsie to the station, they've called into a pub somewhere, and one thing's led to another. Well, you know what we're like when we get stuck in a pub?
I'm sorry, Len. I'm not very good at a time like this. Can't relax.
Neither can anyone else with you around, mate. Oh, well, I don't mind making the odd sacrifice. I'll pour the next dose. The last one to get K-Light is a sissy.
Did you bring this woman in?
Well, no, I didn't bring her in. I've been told to wait in case anything happens.
Well, nothing's likely to happen for a while, so I'd like to go to the canteen and have a cup of tea. We'll
Right.
find you. No identification at all?
No? No handbag? Just that parcel?
Nothing on the clothes or in the suitcase?
No? Nothing to tell us who she is or where she comes from.
Oh, believe me, Elizabeth, never any smoke without fire. Well, I must confess, I think it's a bit funny myself. You spend your anniversary nights together, don't you? It just for appearances' sake.
Yes and no. You see, these are what are known as flashpoints. Wedding anniversary, birthdays, dates that must be remembered and that so often are forgotten.
You mean his...
Well, we don't know, do we, dear? But these are the days when everything must be perfect. The morning kiss.
Elsie wasn't at home this morning.
I know, dear. The morning kiss, the knowing smile, the surprise gift. All these things are so important. And if just one tiny little item goes wrong, then the fabric of the entire day is ruined. I know. I can see these pitfalls so clearly since Jack went. Now it's too late.
And you think that just one tiny little item went wrong?
Well, let's say it's a possibility. And how's Mr. Tatlock?
Eh?
I said, how's Mr. Tatlock?
Do you really want to know?
Yes, I really want to know.
Because folks don't, you know.
I know.
They keep on asking, but they don't want to know. So I don't bother telling them. If anybody asks me now, I'll just say, well, I'm all right.
I really want to know, how are you?
I'm all right.
Now I'll never know whether you're just saying it or not.
No, well, I'm a bit on the lonely side, you know.
Oh, no Kenneth tonight?
No, he's gone off to see that headmaster of his.
A cultural evening?
Huh?
Thank the Lord for that.
Don't be such an old hypocrite. You lap them up. I'm always catching him as he's furtively switching off Bugs Bunny. Personally, I love cartoons.
Yeah, so do I. Although, you know, I think that's the first time I ever admitted it.
Why?
Snob, I suppose.
Well, there is a lot of snobbery about TV, isn't there? Yes, I enjoy a good documentary and play, perhaps the news. Nobody ever seems to watch anything popular, at least not to hear them talk. What people watch and what they say they watch are two totally different things.
She's an anarchist, destroying all our well-loved institutions like snobbery and hypocrisy.
Observing them, I don't think they'll ever be destroyed.
My God, and a realist to boot. Is there no end to this woman?
Don't worry, Kenneth. It just seems like that. She does stop talking occasionally.
Like now.
If I seem to have taken root, it's only because you make me feel so comfortable. That could have gone on forever.
Like some more?
Please.
I think I'll go on up now.
Early night?
Heavy day tomorrow. Goodbye, Ken. It's been nice meeting you. Hope I haven't talked too much.
No.
Night, Papa.
Good night, love. Turn that thing down, will you?
Oh, Philistine. Good night.
You didn't think I could have a daughter like that, did you? She had a very good-looking mother.
And a very clever father, obviously.
No. She's good company. I miss her when she goes away. I suppose I'm preaching to the converted when I say that you need a woman around the house.
Yeah.
Come on, you'll be stiff as a board if you stay here all night.
What time is it?
Nearly 1 o'clock.
I suppose I ought to phone Sheila again. Bit late, isn't it?
Well, all the more reason why. She won't mind.
No. Hello, Sheila? It's Alan Howard here, Elsie's husband. Look, she's not back yet. Yeah? Hang on just a minute, will you? You can go to bed, Lucille. She's there in Sheffield. Yes. Hello, Len. Did I wake you up? Oh, well, I just thought I'd let you know since you were good enough to spend the night watch with me. You can stop worrying about Elsie. She hasn't gone off with the milkman. She's in Sheffield. Yeah, well, I finally got through, you know, to Sheila. Well, it seems they took her out for a late meal, and when the time came to put her on the train, she had the collywobble, so they just put her to bed. Well, sometime tomorrow, I suppose. Well, sleep well. So you should, without a bottle of my scotch inside you. You'll be lucky. Cheerio.